Sakina, are we live?
Yes, ma'am. We are live now.
Yeah. A very good afternoon and welcome to one and all. As you're aware that OCI has special interest groups in 4 specialties, namely low vision care, dispensing optics, binocular vision and clinical optometry. So this webinar is planned exclusively for the SIG members of the low vision care specialty. And to brief you all, and for those who are kind of keen to know about these special interest groups, basically these groups are run by core members in each of the specialty. And so henceforth, we are planning one webinar from each of these specialities. To begin with, we have the low vision care group, which is taking the lead in making the first presentation. And to make this talk in low vision, we have a person of repute, a person who is passionate about low vision, an academician as well as a clinician. I would like to welcome Dr. Renu Thakur, who is the professor, head of the Department of Research at the Department of Optometry at Chitkara School of Health Sciences. Along with her are the core members from the low vision care special interest group from OCI. So they will be joining Dr. Renu during the panel discussion post her talk. In case anybody has any questions pertaining to our talk, you can type in the chat box, and we are going live on Facebook for the special interest group in low vision care specialty. So without wasting much time, I would now like to invite Dr. Renu Thakur. Welcome, Renu.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anita, and it's always my pleasure. And the way you initiate multiple new things to keep us updated, it is remarkable. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me again. And because we all are optometrists, so let's make this session in such a way, because as I was discussing with Anita ma'am also, let's talk, we'll utilize this half an hour to make maximum fruitful. Okay, how we can do, basically everyone, we all are optometrists. Okay, so how to initiate a low vision clinic or how to start low vision in your primary setup itself. The motive behind this presentation is how we can begin low vision rehabilitation at your existing, it can be optical, it can be a hospital, it can be your own practice, it can be anywhere, wherever you're working. Okay, so how to initiate, how to make it successful, and how to run. So the motive behind is that. So we'll go back to the basic, and the more the basic is strong, okay, the better we can treat patients. So this is what I teach. I go back to my basics every time. So before we jump to low vision rehabilitation, I just want to understand what is low vision. Okay, normally I get patients who are PLPR, okay, perception of light, they are hardly finger counting. Is this a low vision? No. A patient who's better seeing eye, among both the eyes, the better seeing eye is less than 618. Okay, have a difficulty in various functional activity. This is according to WHO. Okay, so I'm not repeating again definition. If a patient, suppose right eye is 618, left eye is 660, even this patient is a low vision patient because his multiple functional task is being hampered. So even they need help. So this has to be very clear in a mind. Okay, normally people think with very less vision, like hand movement, they are low vision patient. Yes, they also need help. I'm not saying that they don't need help, but the patient who actually functionally hampered, the functional activities are hampered, are the patient who are less than 618 in better seeing eye. So if we repeat the definition, WHO definition, which says better seeing eye less than 618, okay, which cannot be corrected with spectacle or any surgery. If a patient is a cataract patient, okay, if you remove the cataract, patient can see, is this a low vision patient? No. But if the cataract is a complicated cataract, and then it is coming to your clinic, yes, it's a low vision patient. So we need to be very clear which is a low vision patient. Because if we understand that, so it's very easy to explain ophthalmologist, opticians, it can be a general practitioner, it can be endocrine surgeon, it can be a pediatrician, it can be a geriatric general practitioners. So this is the places where we can get the patient. So patient better seeing eye less than 618, which cannot be corrected with spectacle, contact lens, or any ophthalmic intervention is called low vision patient. Now we move towards the low vision assessment. You don't need any high-tech instrument for low vision assessment. All the instruments are present in your practice. Irrespective, you're practicing in an optical, you have all the equipment, trust me. If you're practicing in eye hospital, you have more equipments, okay? If you are running, if you are in some kind of academic institute, okay, you must be teaching low vision. So you can develop your low vision clinic within your university, within your college itself, okay? So what things we need to understand when we are doing low vision assessment? The first and foremost is a visual acuity. You need to measure the visual acuity. All of us are doing it. Refraction, nothing to say about that. Color vision, contrast sensitivity, visual field, mobility and glare. This is called functional vision assessment, which we really need to understand how to evaluate, how to document it, and how to correlate it. Because if we know the correlation, we can treat our patient much better. So when we move towards the visual acuity, there are multiple charts are available, but we need to focus on the logmar chart. There are many benefits of logmar charts are there. As you can see, the logmar chart have 5 alphabets from top to bottom line. We have more number of lines, okay? It can go at half meter distance also. What happened in Senin chart? We tell patient to close one eye, read. If patient cannot read 660, we start with finger counting. How many fingers you can see, right? This is not a correct way, guys. So we need to understand, we need to motivate patient, okay? We are left with a residual vision. हमारे पास थोड़ा सा vision बचा होता है. So we have to use that residual vision, okay? And if you want the patient to cooperate, okay, to get enthusiasm about what we are doing, we need to involve patient, okay? We need to motivate our patient, right? So the beauty behind the logmar chart is, if the patient is not reading at 4 meter, you cut down the distance at 2 meter. If the patient is not reading at 2 meter, you cut down the distance 1 meter. If the patient is not reading, cut down into half meter, okay? You can go at a quarter distance also and make the patient read. The moment patient will read any alphabet, the motivation comes there itself. You don't need to tell patient then read. Yes, the patient can see, patient can read. You can actually make out the difference from the patient face. I've seen patients smiling after reading because they have not read from many time. Okay, it must be a longer duration. They must be roaming from one ophthal to the other ophthal related to their, it can be any ocular issues. Okay. So visual acuity is foremost and only with the logmar chart. Nowadays, we do get digital charts. I see maximally digital charts. You go to any optical or hospital, we get digital chart, which is traditional chart has been replaced with a digital chart. So every digital chart do have a logmar chart. So you don't need to purchase separately logmar chart. But if you're developing a secondary low vision clinic, you can go ahead with the Lighthouse or a very good brand logmar chart. Okay. Now comes the refraction. Refraction is widely acceptable. People have accepted the spectacle very well. Okay, nobody asks now. पहले होता था कि आप पूछा जाता था कि okay spectacles हैं, but nobody asks. अब कोई ऐसे आके पूछता नहीं. Okay, you are wearing glasses, so we are not taken as out. Okay, so it is very much accepted by the society itself. So the refraction is foremost. Normally what happens when it goes to routine evaluation, routine eye examination, we say, okay, one line improvement is there, then we can give the glasses. But nothing like that in low vision patient. अगर मेरे patient का एक alphabet भी बढ़ रहा है, okay, one single alphabet also is increasing with my spectacle, I will give that. Okay, you have to understand, we need to develop the focusing power of the eye. Okay, so refraction is foremost. And two techniques are there. One is a radical retinoscopy and the other is a bracketing. Radical is very simple. Don't go on the hi-fi name ki what is radical. ये आपका traditional retinoscopy ही है. Okay, what you are doing, you are just going closer to the patient. That's it. Because what happened with a low vision patient, we don't have that kind of field of view. The reflex is bit dull. तो हमारे पास proper reflex नहीं होता है. Then what option we have? We have to go closer to the patient. जितना आप पास जाएंगे, you will have a better view. Okay. Then comes the bracketing. Many times it happen कि आपका pupil बहुत myotic है. We are not getting good amount of reflection. हमें reflection साफ से दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. Then what to do? At that time we use a bracketing technique. Bracketing is a very simple, guys. We just take plus and minus. Okay, +2 -2 or +3 -3 +4 -4. Because it becomes a bracket. You just add plus, then remove, add minus and remove. So जो भी side में patient को is looking better. Okay, if the patient says, okay, I can see better in plus, you go towards the plus. If the patient says minus, go towards the minus. Plus and minus, this is what a bracket. You need to reduce the bracket. So suppose you started with 5, go to 4, 4, go to 2, 2 say 1. So you reduce the bracket. And again, I am repeating, guys, if one single alphabet is also increased, please do prescribe the glasses to the patient. Then comes the color vision. Okay, color vision, normally we have seen multiple color vision chart like Ishihara, D15, D100, okay. Then color vision made easy, HRR, okay, anemaloscopes. There are multiple color vision test types are available. Okay, but again I am repeating, we are left with a residual vision. हमारे पास quantity बची है, quality नहीं बची है. We are not talking about the quality, guys. We are talking about the quantity. ये मेरा एक patent dialogue है. I'll share this with you all. Whenever I have a low vision patient, no, whenever I see a patient and there is an improvement, suppose there is an improvement of one line. So the peer group, sometimes patient says, okay, there is hardly one line improvement is there. Should we use these glasses or not? Okay. So my patent example is that if you buy a car, okay, which is a Audi car, आपने एक Audi खरीद ली, Audi Q7, it's a beautiful car. You took that car, okay, you invested crores in that, and you locked that car in a garage for 20 years. Can you drive that car after 20 years? आप उसको drive नहीं कर सकते हो. क्यों नहीं कर सकते? Because you have not used it only. Okay. So this is what I encourage all my patients with a low vision. I tell them to use a residual vision. Okay. They have to read, they have to write, they have to do mobility activity, they have to do house churros, they have to self-groom, they have to be functional. This is a motive behind a low vision workup. They have to be functional. Okay. So now comes the color vision. Okay. Now when we talk about color vision, there are multiple color vision test types are there. पर हमें वो test types नहीं करने हैं. I don't do personally any test on the low vision patient. I simply take color pencils, okay, which are of red, green, blue, yellow, 4 basic color. 2 red color pencil, 2 blue color pencil, 2 green color pencil, and red color. So like this 4 color ka 8 pencil I take, I mix them, I jumble them, okay, and I ask my patient to make a pair. Okay, so once they make a pair, okay, so you are able to understand कि भैया उसमें functional activity बचा है या नहीं. Why we need a color? Suppose I want to pair this sari with this blouse, I need to understand which color it is, right? So you need to understand the functional need. Okay, if it's a school going kid, college going kid, or it's a low vision can happen to any patient. No? So it can be a bread earner of the family, or it can be a retired person. So what kind of activity that person is needing and what kind of color vision is present. So we need to understand that. Then comes the contrast sensitivities. You really need to understand the contrast. Maximally, we find near to 99.99% we find contrast is poor. Okay, so everywhere we need contrast. Okay, you cannot function with a low contrast. For example, you must be having a switchboard in your house. Right now also you must be seeing a switchboard. Normally switchboards are of white color. Okay, and walls are also of green color. Okay, cream color, not green color, very light cream colors and very light shaded walls we have. In that light shaded wall, you have a white color switchboard. Okay, in a dim illumination, we cannot find the light switches. So just imagine how a low vision patient will find it. Okay, so this is a basic simple example I am giving you. We need to understand the contrast need to be very high, जो कि नहीं है, right? So we can introduce the high contrast to the patient. Give certain example. For example, suppose the patient is eating, he or she can eat in a blue plate. Blue and yellow is the highest contrast. Black and white is the highest contrast. So we need to give suggestions. We need to teach the patient how to incorporate high contrast, and the activity will be functional. Then comes the visual field. Again, we have Humphrey, we have octopus, we have multiple field tests, but we don't need them. Back to square one, we are left with the quantity visual field. So we need to measure quantity wise also. We don't need Humphrey or that machines to measure the stimulus and threshold at that time. So what is the basic is a confrontation and Amsler. So अब तक मैंने जितना भी evaluation आपको बताया है, okay, I don't find any high-tech device in that. So if you have, you all must be able to access these devices very easily. Now comes the mobility. You must be imagining दो chair क्यों रखा है यहाँ पे? Why I have kept 2 chairs over here? Okay, it's a very simple technique. I use it for my all low vision patient. Okay, see, all of we have to be mobile. We can't stay at one place. Okay, some must be going to school, college, offices, or farmers goes to their field. Depends on the occupation. Even the old age people like to move out. Okay, there are certain people who are old age staying alone. They need to go for their regular checkup. They need to go to market or for shopping. They need to walk around. Okay, so the mobility is very important. We need to understand mobility problem. So now this 2 chair, okay, can give you in like hardly 2-3 minutes, you can come to know कि patient का mobility अच्छा है या नहीं है. Okay, so I grade this mobility test into mild, moderate, and severe. Okay, mild problem, moderate problem, and severe problem. Very simple. You can see 2 chairs are there. Keep 2 chairs 1 meter distance. यानी कि you can keep at least one tile distance from each other. Okay, and a patient need to make a 8 like this. Patient will start walking from here, goes here, cross here, again goes back and cross. So जैसे हम 8 बनाते हैं ना स्कूटी से, same way the patient will make a 8. ठीक है? अब इसमें क्या होगा? If the patient is walking and making 8 without touching the chair, he or she doesn't have any mobility issue. Okay, but if the patient is touching and walking, have a mobility issue. If the patient is holding all the time, have a more than moderate problem. If the patient is banging to the chair after holding it also, okay, have a severe mobility issue. Okay, so this is the best way you can judge the mobility of a low vision patient. Now comes the glare. Glare, basically everyone face it. All of you must be facing right now. As soon as you move out in a bright sunlight, we barely can open the eye. And when it comes to the low vision patient, they do have a lots of pathological problems. So they also find it really difficult in a very glary situation, especially when it is near to sea or sand, in a very high temperature or in the afternoon. Okay, so the glare issue is a maximum. So right now in the picture also, you can see this is a staircase made for low vision patient. You can see the stair is painted in a yellow marking. So this help low vision patient to walk down. So, but eventually in the glare situation, even this is not helpful. Okay, and patient falls. There's a lots of hazards are there. Lots of trauma patient do face. So this need to be very much concerned. And it's very simple. There is nothing very high tech we are doing in this. We simply go out in a bright sunlight. You try pick cap, the cap which is outside, which is coming out. Okay, and various shades are there, so you can try those shades and reduce the glare, and the visibility is better. Okay, so this is really important to understand the situation, what problem the patient is facing. Now come to the devices. See, calculation is very simple. You have evaluated the visual acuity, you have checked the functional vision assessment. Calculation for distance is very easy. Calculation for near is very easy. Now, why I'm telling calculation? When we calculate, I know my patient is 6 by 60. I need 10x to make the patient read 6.6, but I don't want to give 10x because it is very high. So if I know the calculation, okay, so this calculation give me a tentative ad, okay, a tentative prescription power, okay. So I don't need to juggle and search which device, okay. People do have their trial set, like distance trial set and near trial set, but you actually don't try each and every device. The patient is not a guinea pig. Patient had moved to multiple places and came to us in a hope to see better, okay. So we don't, it is really very crucial for the patient when we try so many devices. We should not try so many devices. You should do your work, calculate it. Suppose I get a near addition, say plus 15, and the distance is 5 centimeter, like this, close to face, not going to work, right? So if I know the calculation, yeah, if I know the calculation, I can come to the selective devices. We can have a separate class on calculation. I cannot complete calculation in one session because we are doing overview, and the motive behind this is to open a primary low vision clinic, okay. So I cannot do calculation, but calculation, trust me, it is very simple. There's a calculation for logma chart also. There is a calculation for distance prescription. There is a calculation for near prescription. Near, we have various types of formulas are there. There are very simple formulas also there, which can easily help you to find out the distance prescription power and near power, which is really very important. Okay, so let's move towards the devices. As you can see, this boy, young boy, is holding a telescope in one eye, and he is having a pen also. So he is sitting in a classroom. He's looking at the board. It can be a chalkboard or a marker board, and he is writing also. So this is an excellent tool for the low vision patients, school going kids. Okay. We are in a developing country. We are not in a developed country. Developed countries such as US, Australia, Canada, they do have driving license also with low vision devices. We don't have those kind of facility yet. Hope to get it soon. So for at this purpose, at this point, whenever I give low vision devices, I make sure to take consent from the patient. Okay. And I inform that this device are not supposed to be in a mobility purpose. Okay, it has to be on a stationary. You have to sit and use it. Okay, because we don't have depth perception. A patient can met with an accident also, so we need to be very much conscious. You need to inform this to the patient. Okay, so these are the telescope. As you can see, it's a handheld telescope. This is a clip-on telescope. So this is mounted in a spectacle. If you see over here, this is a telescope which is added into intraocular lens. Okay, this is a night-made telescope, which is an infrared telescope. You can see very well in a distance, in the dim illumination also. The telescope is not only the devices which is used for the distance. The devices such as field expanders. You'll find many times the patient with a loss of field. It can be a hemianopia. It can be a sectorial loss. It can be a glaucoma loss, glaucoma field loss, RP. Okay, so you have a constricted field. So we need to enhance the field. Okay, so when we are talking about the enhancement of the field, we can give prisms. Okay, so over here you can see there is a prism which is in with lines. Okay, so this is called Fresnel prism. Okay, if you see over on the right hand side, we see a fuse prism. So this is your fuse prism. You see over here, this is a minification for especially for the glaucoma patient. But I'm repeating again, guys, this is not to be supposed into the mobility purpose. Okay, prism, yes, you can move around, but with a training only. So we don't have only the, now we are moving one step ahead. Okay, as you can see on the left hand side, this is a Jody device, which help to magnify, okay, electronically magnify. So latest new trend devices are there. On the right hand side over here, this is a brain port device. There are multiple researches are going on in the field of low vision where the blind can see. Excuse me, where the blind can see. So as you can see in this BrainPort device, the lady is wearing a spectacle. There's a camera over here. If you can see here, this is a camera. The image has been captured over here. Okay. This captured image, there is a transducer, which is electrode, which is there in a tongue. Okay. This image has been processed and the adapters are in the tongue, which accepted, and the transmission of the neurons is being given via the tongue. Okay. And the patient is able to see a gray to white, something like this, black and gray. And this is the transformer. And this is into the prototype phase. There is a video in Discovery Channel also, a blind, complete, total blind. Okay, no PL patient has used this. So there are multiple AI based, there are various high-tech devices are being made and used, and there is a commercially also available. Jody is commercially available. BrainPort device is not yet commercially available, but yes, there are prototype is being made. It is clinical trials are going on. It is very much available in Discovery itself. Now, when we talk about the near devices, you need to do your own calculation. Okay, where is your reading distance? Okay, we cannot give addition which have a reading distance like 4 and 5 centimeter very close to face. Patient cannot read with that. Okay, so when we are giving any device, okay, we need to understand the patient has to use those devices. Fine. So the using will be depend on the comfortability. Agar patient comfortable hai, okay, then only the patient will read it. You cannot expect the patient to hold it, the stand magnifier, touch the eye, 80-year-old, and read the entire newspaper. It is not possible. He or she might read in front of you, आपके सामने पढ़ लेंगे, but वो actually device use नहीं होगा. Okay, so we have to make sure that patient is comfortable. We get handheld device, we get stand magnifier, we get wall mounted magnifier with illumination, without illumination, and it is really very easily available also. It is not that कि आपको मिलता नहीं है, it is available also. We do have pocket magnifiers, we have dome magnifier, bar readers, which give magnification which start from 2x to 12x, 14x also. The non-optical devices make the vision more comfortable. Okay, pick cap is excellent. Pick cap is excellent for the glare. Okay, so if you have a glare issue, you just give a pick cap, maximum problem will be resolved there and there. Okay, then we have various tint. We need to give tints. We have, this is a letter writer. You can see big numbers. Okay, we don't have this kind of setups right now. Most of the mobiles are there. This is your typoscope. Then this is your notex, signature guide. Illumination plays a major role. Okay, so whenever you are giving any reading to the patient, okay, make sure you inform them about the illumination. If the patient is reading in a good illumination, the maximum problem is resolved. Sunlight is the best light. You ask your patient to read in a sunlight. Make sure, because your reading speed become much better in a sunlight. If sunlight is not possible, there has to be a focus light which doesn't give much of the glare. You need to understand the glare will reduce the reading speed of a patient. Okay, so non-optical device work very well, and you don't need to pay them very high-fi. It's very much easily available. You can give it to your patient and it makes the life comfortable for patient. Now comes to the point where we are talking about the primary low vision clinic. What do we need in a primary low vision clinic? We just need a low vision, basic low vision devices. We do have refraction set, right? We do have visual acuity chart. So if we go back, we need to check vision. Okay, logmar chart is available in all digital charts. If you don't have, it's not very expensive. It is very much affordable and easily available also. Then comes the refraction. We all are expert in the refraction. We don't need to talk about it. Then comes your mobility. Chairs are not expensive. All of you must be having chair. Contrast sensitivity charts are available in all digital charts now. Okay, if it is not, we do have various Indian mark. In India also we get very reasonable contrast sensitivity. Visual field, you don't need anything. Just take a printout of Amsler's and confrontation. Okay, color vision again you don't need. So the test which I have explained you, all tests Doesn't require money. It just you need to gather them. Okay. Then comes your devices. We can give high addition separate reading glasses to the patient. You don't need any, just make sure you do a proper refraction, increase, make a separate glasses only for reading. Okay. Then comes your distance, a simple 4x telescope. Okay. 4 and 6x 2 telescope will solve your maximum problem. You don't need to keep many high-tech devices. CTV is very much easily available. Then comes your newer devices, which is your stand magnifier, hand magnifier, pocket magnifier, non-optical. This set, if you want to create your own set, will not cost you more than 6,000 to 7,000. Okay. So you can begin your low vision clinic. You can open your low vision clinic within your setup from today itself. Okay. Now it is, I see many times people telling about low vision is like a community service. I have no repercussions in that. Yes, you can serve the community, but it is profit making also. All of us are working professionals, so we know. See, you need to earn bread butter. So and trust me, guys, you can make good profit with the low vision clinic also. It is not only the social service or a community service. It is a profitable business also. So look towards the profitable business also. There are high-tech devices. There are patients who are looking for the low vision devices. So this is, I don't find any difficulty, and I am 100% sure all of you can open low vision clinic in your own practice. Now, how to get referrals? Okay, many people I speak to everybody like, how do you get referrals? So this is from one of the study which was published in Indian Journal of Ophthalmology in 2019. It is based on the referral criteria only. So this is the one graph. But personally, I am telling you guys, there are many ways. You need to be very much clear what we are doing it. Okay, I do agree we don't get referral very easily. इसमें भी कोई दो राय नहीं है कि हमें referral नहीं मिलता है, agree. But when you are working in a hospital, take a hospital scenario. If you are working in a hospital, if the OPD is of say 100, there is a prevalence say 1%. Okay, so you will definitely get at least 1 or 2 patients out of 100 who are low vision patient. More than 2 patients. Trust me, guys. People are needing our services, but we don't get like there is a gap between patient and you are the best person how to fill that gap also. Okay, so if you are in a hospital setting, so you can stick low vision stickers to all ophthalmology clinic. Patient goes via you only. All of the optometrist patient file goes to you only, so you can go and trace the patient down. Okay, to get referral in a hospital it is very easy, but if you are in an optical, okay, you have your own optical, you have your own optometry clinic. To get referral, it's a challenge, but it is not impossible again. You need to meet various ophthalmologists, explain them about the low vision devices. You can not just don't go only to the ophthalmologists. General practitioners are there, endocrine surgeons are there. There are people who practice diabetes. They have lots of diabetes patient. Then there are patients who needs vision vision rehabilitations. You can go to special schools. Okay, so you need to look at multiple channels for the referrals. My clinic is there in Zirapur. I do get patients from Kullu. I do get patients from Kinnaur. There are patients coming from Rajasthan. So this patient travel. They don't have issue with travel. They can travel for hours just to see better. So you need to take a step forward. Okay, as the competition is going higher and higher. Okay, we cannot just rely on spectacles or refraction. We have to move one step ahead and start practicing. And trust me, guys, all of you can do it. There's no big challenge over here. Okay, agree. There are certain hurdles, but all of you can get over them. Just keep constantly try to work towards it. Okay, be connected with all the devices to attend various CMEs. You also present in various CMEs to be connected with people. So this can one step ahead. This will make you stand out of the crowd. Okay, and once you begin, okay, if you have a successful evaluation, if you have done successful treatment for one patient, that patient itself will do marketing for you people. There is a social media, which is, I'm not that good in social tech, but I've seen people making reels also nowadays. They make reel, Facebook reel, Insta reel. Followers are there. There are like influencers are there. So they're taking help of those influencers. So multiple things are going on. The world is going towards the social media. You can take the help of social media also. But the motive behind this presentation is to connect with all of you to start your low vision practices. And this is it from my side. So I think we are all good to go for the panel discussion.
Thank you so much, Dr. Renu, for that great talk of yours. It was quite motivational and inspirational, I would say. And I'm sure all who have joined us today, either on Zoom or on the Facebook page, it's purely the passion for low vision that has brought them today to listen to your talk. So great takeaway points too. You covered every aspect of setting up a low vision unit in your own practice, availability, the latest advancements in low vision. All of it was being covered, and how to get referrals also was being touched upon. So, I mean, it's a huge topic, I would say. You did do justice by, kind of converging all of them into a short and brief talk, which was pretty inspirational. Thanks a lot for that. So I would now like to invite Ms. Bhavya, Ms. Unnati, and Paris, who are core members from the Low Vision Care Special Interest Group from OCI, to take up the panel discussion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Paris and Unnati, are you there?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You can start. You can start.
Okay. So my basic discussion is there. Okay, whenever we are doing, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Whenever we are doing any patient with low vision, first step is using trial set. You can try for near addition up to 3 to 3.5 diopter. You can try to improve acuity. That will help patient to use a normal bifocal as a low vision devices.
I do agree, Paris, but it is from one person to the other person,
Yes.
One patient to the other patient. I recently had a patient. She is a primary teacher. Okay, she's teaching in a primary school. She was having macular degeneration. Now, because she is in a primary section, she can't read and write in that 3-line notebook. Very faint lines are there. So when we go for 3.5, it's hardly like, and 24 was an improvement. I have to go beyond that. I gave her plus 6.5. Okay, the working distance was around 15 centimeters somewhere here. Working distance was somewhere here, 15 centimeters. And she was about to quit her job because of her visual problem. But she actually came back and said she is continuing just because of that one simple spectacle. So we cannot, that is a beauty of low vision again.
Low
so
vision.
we cannot, yes, we cannot have one standard. It goes from one patient to the other patient to the other patient. So you need to modify, change, upgrade, customize for every patient. I do agree, your point is fine. 3.5, we should be like, it's like maintaining the binocularity. Yeah, I go back to my words again. We are left with a quantity. हमारे पास थोड़ा सा vision बचा है, quantity vision बचा है. Binocular vision is a quality vision. Okay, so when we have a quantity vision, so we have to make sure that limited quantity make a maximum use of it. So yes, agree, 3.5 is a very good, 3.5 to 4 diopter addition is fine, but it won't solve the purpose of that.
Purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Renu ma'am. And also the one interesting part that I liked was, though you don't have all fancy equipments, you can start in your own clinic,
Yes,
you mentioned,
yes.
right, ma'am? So the color vision test, is it okay to be reliable on the any digital apps that we have? Is that
See,
okay, ma'am?
if you have digital app, I have no issues with that. See, the motive behind a color vision, why we need a color vision? Suppose I'm wearing this sari, I need to match with this my blouse. Okay, I'm taking my I want to take red dupatta. I should know. A man is pairing the black jeans with something in daily activity. Suppose a kid is there, ठीक है, उसको अपना book रखना है, book का cover कौन सा है, so some basic tasks should be fulfilled. Okay, so when what we do with Ishihara, ठीक है, what we do with the D15, we have various shades, ठीक है, so we go with the shades. Here we are not talking about shades at all, so it can be app based also, no issues. There are multiple apps are available in phone also, you are free to use it. See, the patient needs to have a functional life, that's it. Patient wants a functional life. Patient should not be dependent on anybody. Okay, if there is an 80-year-old patient need to take his medicine, he should take by himself. He or her should take by himself. There should not be any person. Suppose I am going for a shopping. There's a low vision patient goes for a shopping. उसको 50 का currency निकाल के पर्स में से देना है. He should not hesitate. Okay, so you can develop your own tool. I'm telling again, you please feel free. This is how the inventions are being done, right? So we don't need to wait for something. This is your clinic, this is your optical. Convert that into a primary low vision center. Nobody is going to stop you. We all are bachelor, more than bachelor only. So you just need to use your lateral thinking. You can develop your own tools. Okay, because जब ये patient पे आता है ना, so for them, very simple. A lady came, I can't put thread in my needle. She loved to do crochet work. Okay, but she can't do because of low vision. Okay, उसको नहीं पता कि हम क्या evaluation कर रहे, patient को नहीं पता हम क्या devices कर रहे, patient को सिर्फ ये पता है कि उसे अच्छा देखना है. So now this is our work. Okay, how we modify it with a very basic. I don't find, अगर हम calculate करें तो 5 to 10,000 के अंदर तो बहुत अच्छा low vision center बन जाएगा आपका, बहुत अच्छा. लेकिन less than 5,000 also you can start. And I don't think so 5,000 will be a problem for anybody here. Must be using iPhone, i13 and i12 people are carrying. So 5,000 is not a big amount to any optometrist. And so it's my request to everybody, please start practicing low vision.
And,
Thank you, ma'am.
and sorry, we can add one more point. We can
Yes.
use various mobile application
Yes, yes,
for low vision patient.
yes.
There are various applications like Claromagix, Money app. So that will help low vision patient to magnify any books as well as identify currency.
Yes, it is very good because I have not touched upon the mobile app because I had limited time. I need to freeze in that.
Yes.
The motive was to develop a primary low vision clinic.
Yes.
It's an excellent point, Paras, you have given. There are multiple apps are available in your laptop also, in your phone also, okay, in tabs also. We should utilize all those applications which is freely available. Patient is not aware, you are aware of it. Just give the proper information to the patient. When you give this kind of information, which doesn't count any much of financial, it builds a trust on you. So once the trust is built, any big business is based on the trust. So if you build a trust, when your patient started trusting you, okay, you have won that patient, and that one single patient can give you 1,000 patients. So this is how the network works.
Unnati ma'am, would you like to add something? I think she has some connection issues.
Yes, I think she has some network issues, Bhavya. Maybe we can take one more point for discussion and then we can end the meeting if there are no more questions from the audience. Also, if there are no questions, Dr. Renu, can I ask one? You asked us to invest in a lot of lot of things in the sense vision charts and small devices to help you assess the vision quantity as well as quality. Now
Yes.
there are many fake things available in the market. Now how does one identify, even filters for that matter? There are so many
Agreed.
things that are available. I think it's high time we kind of apprise everybody and beware that you shouldn't invest in the wrong equipment. So your comments on that?
Very well taken point, ma'am. And I've personally seen also when I was ordering my logma chart or contrast chart, there are so many things are available. Okay, so whom to trust and what. So I go basically on the parameters, what parameters I communicate to those people. There are many market. I'm in Chandigarh, so we have Ambala Scientific Market. You get a slit lamp for 15 to 20,000 years. So something like that market also have seen. So you really need to, your judgment, you need to understand what. I normally ask them question how they made it and what parameters they have used. Suppose I'm taking filters, a red and green should be blocking, right? So I judge like that. So there are multiple ways. You simply ask the question to the dealer. There are certain good dealers. I'm not saying all are bad. There are certain very good dealers also who do authentic practice. So who does authentic practice have very much confidence in their material and their products, and they explain their product and they don't hesitate to answer also. So being an optometrist, we know our what stuff we want. So you simply ask them what principle it is used and what material you are using. So once you are having a communication, you can easily filter out from where to get the stuff. So there are very good dealers are also available who do as an authentic practice, but there are many people who doesn't know the scientific way also. So they don't know what is the scientific way, and just for business sake, there are multiple things are going on, but we have to use our judgment. And scientifically, you just correlate two things, you can easily filter them.
Yes, Dr. Renu, I quite agree with that. Also, as practitioners, if we are going to buy a particular equipment or even say a vision chart, we need to do a good research.
Yes.
If a product is roughly costing you 100 rupees, and in the market you will have plus or minus, it could range anywhere between 75 to 150 or whatever. Within that, median, there should be no outliers. So something, if a 100 rupee chart is available for 50 rupees or 30 rupees, then there is a iota of doubt over there. I think you need to check with the distributor, or ask your seniors in the field if this distributor serves or provides with good stuff or genuine stuff. That is very important. So I think
Agree. Very well said, ma'am. It is really important to build your own network. Be attached with your seniors and the stakeholders, so you understand what is going into the market at that point. So we all need to be connected, and I think this group also we can add people, so we get back to back good information, and the updated information need to be shared.
Yeah, and for
Yes,
this very same purpose, I think we have created the special interest group in the Facebook page also. So that's the reason why we want many people to come forward, ask questions. We have a set of, core members in each of the specialty. For instance, today also we have amongst us Dr. Renu, Ms. Bhavya, Paras and Unnati, who are into academics as well as clinical practice, and they have very good exposure in this field. So if you have any doubts, you want to know more about any low vision device in particular, or a latest advancement in a particular field of low vision, all these you can get answers from through this Facebook page. So on this note, I would like to come to the end of this great webinar. I think it's a good start to the webinar series from the special interest groups. So next month, we have a webinar by Dr. Gopinath from the Dispensing Optics special interest group. The date and time will be announced in that particular Facebook page. So for all those who would wish to listen to Dr. Gopinath, you can, ask for approval to join that group. We will certainly do that. We'll be more than happy to have more members join each of these specialty specialty groups. And once again, from team OCI, I would like to extend my great thanks to Dr. Renu for sparing her valuable time and giving this great inspirational and motivational talk. And also my thanks to Bhavya, Paris and Unnati for joining us as panelists from the core group of low vision care, and also Sakina for all the backend support that she has been giving us. So thank you very much, and see you all next month from the dispensing optics specialty.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Bhavya ma'am, Paras and Unnati, and special thanks to Dr. Anita, and looking forward for all the events in future.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.